Cheers,
cheers,
my
cheers.
good friend. It's a mystery. Ooh. Hard drop off. This is a mystery that we're drinking right now, unless someone had the foresight of looking at the episode title.
I would guess people do. That's probably just standard practice to any podcast.
So we didn't do an intro, but this is which we referenced on a past episode, the Pura Still.
We've brought it in.
You and Devin and I talked about this on whatever episode we did together.
This is spiked still water. And before you, the pedantic members of Cold Can Nation come fucking with your pitchforks and torches at our front
They're going to
porches,
drag us.
and you absolutely drag our asses. It's a premium malt beverage, and the Cold Cans brand encompasses malt beverages. It's been established in the past. There is precedent. Let's move on.
Canon. Yeah, we've done like Sparks. We've done Not Your Father's Mountain Ale. I guess that's probably Mountain Ale.
Yeah. Those
So
two.
early indications. What do you think?
Okay, so this is spiked still water, as we talked about. So this is water and alcohol. It is terrible. It's very off-putting.
It's bad.
It's so off-putting when you take a first sip because you expect anything as I'm opening a bottle or a can, I'm expecting some carbonation and flavor. This has neither. It is close to water.
Yeah, it's bad. It's got an artificial blackberry taste. And my girlfriend Alyssa actually pointed out that it sort of tastes like Propel, if you remember Gatorade Propel.
Totally.
Like the artificial grape flavor in your Propel. Flat. That's sort of what it tastes like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
it's not good.
It's a spike, a little bit of a hint of flavor.
Yeah.
It's LaCroix
At the
without
end.
bubbles. Yeah.
Right. And Eric said that, my roommate Eric tried this, and he said it is like you've left a seltzer sitting out all day, picked it up at the end of the day, oh, still some left, and then had it. And that's what it tastes like.
So it's 4.5% alcohol.
11.2 fluid ounces in these bottles.
11.2 if they're filled consistently.
I know, we had some controversy here.
Yeah.
One of these bottles was filled all the way up the neck, and then the other one was filled below the neck.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
There's no quality control over here. Is this made in the Boeing factory?
Oh. No, what it is, it's a guy sitting in a bathtub, and depending on the cologne...
You won't shit on a local Boeing company?
I'm moving
you won't?
on. I'm moving on. It's a guy sitting in a
great joke.
bathtub dunking bottles, and whatever cologne he had put on is what the flavor is. And so this is apparently
Mandarin, mango, or blackberry cologne each day. Yeah, it is bad, and you don't get any of the flavor till you're swallowing it, and it's not a good surprise either.
No.
That's the bad part.
And the thing about it is, if I'm an alcoholic drink, if it's supposed to be refreshing, and if it's not refreshing, it's problematic. if you're not drinking this because you want to be refreshed or whatever,
right?
And this is not refreshing at all.
I know. Like even trying to transport yourself to like a hot summer day outside, I don't even know if this would be good in that
at a
situation
picnic or whatever. It wouldn't. It's the point of carbonation is that it's refreshing.
Right.
It plays in your mouth and it unlocks flavor in a different way.
Dances on your tongue.
It absolutely. It's a party in your tongue, and it unlocks flavor. That is what carbonation does, and Pura Still water doesn't. This is a mistake. This was a mistake.
I'm still drinking it. I'll tell you that much.
I probably will end up liking it by the end of it.
Get 2 or 3 of these in. So their website is a lot of like trying to back up what they're trying to do here.
Right.
And so there's a FAQ section, or a FAQs, as I like to call them.
What?
Facts.
Got it. That's how you pronounce it.
And
how would you pronounce facts? So the only way you could pronounce facts is FACTS, but FAQs. Facts. Okay.
So what are the ingredients in Pura Still? Pura Still is made with simple and straightforward ingredients. Yeah, let me tell you, containing nothing artificial, to deliver a refreshing, great-tasting spiked still water with just a hint of fruit flavor. The ingredients: purified water, malt alcohol base. I think that's what's playing with us. Is the malt alcohol base.
That's the problem.
Cane sugar, citric acid, natural flavors, coconut water powder, and sodium benzoate to preserve flavor. So they do say there's coconut water in here, but then on this, like on the bottle, it says coconut water, and then on here it says coconut water powder.
So instead of true coconut water, they have regular water, and then they sprinkle some powder on the top. And
yeah, I think that's pretty common, though. You
is
get
that
the
what
concentrate.
Coconut water is?
No, that's probably not actual coconut water, but
Well,
like
not literally,
things that
but
are
when you buy it.
concentrated in things, like in mass produced things, like
Sure,
this,
sure.
they're like added to water.
Got
Otherwise, it's not
Well, what's
financially.
the point? What's the
I don't
point
know.
of putting that in there?
That would be the
powder?
sweetness, I assume.
I thought that was the hint of the
It
blackberry.
does say 1 gram of cane sugar on its own, so I don't know.
This is fucking bad. And the other thing is, what's the point or the malt alcohol with just still water? Just conceptually is a misfire. Right? There's in any
Well, what else would it be?
at any
You want to do
level,
like a vodka water type thing?
I don't want to do still water mixes. I think that's the misfire.
So let's get to that point.
Okay.
So they're saying there's no bubbles so that you don't get filled up, basically. Like you can lay at the beach and not get a little bloated from all the bubbles.
See, this is you recently have been very into this concept. You don't want to be the bubble boy these days.
I'm not against bubbles.
Didn't you say a while back you were pouring a beer directly into the middle
yes.
of a glass and you were like, I don't like the bubbles.
Because I think some beers are overly carbonated. Like you can pour a beer hard and it still has some carbonation in it. It's not like it goes completely flat like this. It doesn't turn still. I think some like mass-produced canned beers
too
are like
carbonated.
overly carbonated
Okay.
to preserve freshness or whatever.
So you want some carbonation. We agree this is some
Yes,
bad
it's bad.
alcohol. Man, what a misfire. Who's the company that made this? I'm looking on
the
thing.
Pura Beverage Company out of Rochester, New York.
Oh,
Thank
Pura
you.
Beverage Company. Okay. So it's not owned by a conglomerate?
I'm sending them an email.
You should. an
Press
angry
at
email.
purastillbeverage.com.
God damn it.
By the way, breaking news.
Fuck.
While we're recording this, the NFL draft first round is happening. Kyler Murray was selected by the Arizona Cardinals, and the San Francisco 49ers took Nick Bosa out of Ohio State.
Wow.
Wow.
Breaking news. Who do you want the Packers to draft?
I have not followed the draft at all this year, which is pretty uncommon for me. It used to be a big part of my life. It's always around the same time
You
as
have
my
things
birthday.
going on now.
Yeah, it's true. I have a job now.
Uh-huh.
And so I haven't followed it at all. I'm still on the we need a pass rush train as
We
a
do.
Packers fan.
We do.
And we're losing. Nick Perry we never really had. Clay Matthews was okay last year, but it was totally on his last legs.
He was atrocious last year.
He wasn't.
he was
I
as
mean,
bad as
I think he
Spike
was beaten
Stillwater.
down by the BS roughing the passer calls that
Okay.
kept us from winning the Super Bowl. But I think they need a pass rush.
I
What do
agree.
you think, Joe?
I wholeheartedly agree. You got to have somebody off the edge that can create pressure, and then the whole defense will click. You
Pete
also-
Buttigieg
Hey,
off the edge.
I'm
Buttigieg 2020.
I'll come off the edge in I do not know how to say this. I like Pete Buttigieg. I like Pete.
Okay.
We talked about this. I think every candidate should have to show their ass, picture their ass.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm with you on this platform.
If you saw Joe Biden's ass and Donald Trump's ass
Mm-hmm.
and Pete Buttigieg's ass,
Mm-hmm.
who are you going to vote for? You know what I'm saying? Bernie Sanders' ass. You're going to vote for
What context am I
Pete.
seeing their ass under?
just a picture of their ass.
Just
it's like
they're standing up straight.
it's a standard. It'd be like you have to go in, you get your pictures taken like at a passport
Mm-hmm.
thing. So it's all very standard,
Okay.
and very medically done.
Oh, it's like, yeah.
You have to
The White
file-
House doctor is also a cameraman who takes pictures
Right,
during
and
the
like-
physical.
Trump's is clearly photoshopped. He's got like a hot ass, and everybody just whatever.
It's Pete
they accept
Buttigieg's
it.
ass.
Well, I think we don't have to asses aside. Pete Buttigieg is I like the
What do you like about him?
message that he carries. He's articulate. He's young. He has some energy.
Mm-hmm.
He has charisma. I think that's the type of thing that's going to beat Trump in 2020, and not treading out some career politician with potential baggage that the Trump train can run over.
Okay.
So I like Pete Buttigieg. How the fuck did this guy come out? Oh, edge rusher.
Edge rusher, baby.
Yeah, because it's edge. But
Thanks for
I
that
do think
political
they should
commentary.
think they should submit pictures of their ass.
Okay. That's a great PR move, I think. And
Should we
speaking
submit
of good
pictures of our
PR,
ass to Cold Cans Nation?
Maybe. Those are next to Instagram posts. Mine would have to do the thing where you post 4 pictures that show one image. They're all side by side.
There's no distance. There's no camera
No,
lens that can
that exists,
resolve
no.
far enough to still capture your entire ass in one photo.
Need 4 pictures.
That's not true. Do you you mentioned it's your birthday, your big birthday boy coming up, the Triple B.
Triple B.
How do you
My golden. No, it's not.
It's it's getting close though.
I know.
How do you handle birthdays in this stage of your life? What are you, 40? 30?
47, and I've come I've come.
He's come.
I've done multiple circles on this subject, I think.
Okay.
I went through a stage of like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, don't make a big deal out of it.
Okay.
To now, it's like there's so few reasons in life to have fun or to celebrate something that it's sort of like, why
Thank you.
not do it?
Fuck yeah.
So that's been my stance on this issue for the past 2 or 3 years.
We all want to party.
Yeah,
and we
exactly.
want to hang out. Yeah. Why
And,
be
like,
like,
how-
no, I don't want that memory.
So few times can we like have an excuse to tell someone like, oh, congratulations on your life or whatever.
Yeah,
like, I
yeah.
love you.
We're all around you and we care about you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that the whole concept of like being like, I want to diminish that feeling is fucked up. I think it's
It's more selfish than reveling in it.
I think so. To do it with birthdays, any celebration, weddings, anniversaries, celebrate it
Live
all.
it up,
We want to
baby.
celebrate with you.
Mm-hmm.
We love it. All right, good. I'm happy you're back into birthdays.
You've always been a big birthday boy?
No, I actually get anxiety with birthdays. I'm worried that I'll throw a party or have an event and people won't want to come.
No one will come.
Yeah. It's like a nightmare scenario.
It's like you're back in 8th grade and no one comes down to the bowling alley for your birthday
no,
party on a Wednesday.
I swear to God, this happened.
Uh-oh.
I had a birthday party at the bowling alley in Manawa, and I was very young, and there was a few people that showed up, and Tommy Lowney was there. I'll name drop him. Tommy Lowney was there, and he said, "This party sucks. I want to leave." To me, I was the birthday boy.
Oh, no.
And we had my cake down there and stuff, and I think he left early because he wasn't having enough fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Getting bullied at your own bowling party.
I swear to God, I think at 29 years old, I still get anxiety about birthday parties because of that
Good
moment.
Lord.
What a shame,
And your
huh?
birthday's in winter, so you had to have it at a bowling alley.
Right. And also, we were really young. I probably didn't even pick where I fucking wanted it. I just wanted... We had pizza and cake, and, like, friends were hanging out and bowling. What the fuck is wrong with that?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
What's the deal?
What's the deal,
Tom.
Tommy? Call in on the show. I want you to defend your actions at that time. You scarred me for life, you motherfucker.
I have such good memories, though, of NFL draft time and my birthday, because it was always around that time. So I'd have people over. We'd watch the NFL draft when it used to be
Oh.
rounds 1 through 4 or 1 through 3, I think, in one day.
Yeah.
And it would take all day. And so we'd sit there eating pizza, drinking soda pop,
You can't be. What kind
and
of soda
watching.
pop?
Probably the Mountain Dews of the world.
Fuck yeah.
Mountain
Doritos?
Dew and Sprite. Oh, yeah,
Mix
yeah.
some
Lots
Doritos
of
in there?
Doritos.
So Doritos,
Dirty
Mountain
Toes.
Dew, pizza.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can you beat
Explains why I was a 300-pound high schooler.
it? Well, we were all doing it. It
We
was
were all
wonderful.
300 pounds back then.
in rural
no,
Wisconsin.
It was great. It was great. I still can vividly remember like watching the draft with my buddies.
Yeah.
It was the best.
It is. I loved mock drafts and stuff. I loved reading about that when I was younger. They were total gibberish.
Yeah.
Nick, what's going on here?
This mic stand
What?
falling off the table.
Nick is practically under the table at this point. He decided to just put a pin in the podcast and fix this mic stand. As I was coming up with a fun anecdote about the drafts, about mock drafts and how they're bullshit.
Business, Joe. Okay, there it is. Now it's fixed.
Oh, you put it on the other one.
It was always over there. It had
This
been
one's
falling
not
off.
on the other
I
table.
know, but that was
What the
something
fuck is
our
going on
employee
around
Matt
here?
Flunker decided he was going to do.
Interesting. He flipped the mic stands around.
It actually makes more sense because this way it doesn't pinch the mic cord and that side does.
This is
so
good.
he's
This is
actually
good pod,
he
yeah.
made a better decision.
All right. Well, I love the draft too. My go-to was not pizza because it was so hard to get a pizza. I lived out in the country. So, like, if people were...
za, baby.
Well,
Give me
frozen-
that Jack's.
But I'm not doing frozen. I'm doing, like,
Give me that Tombstone.
pizza rolls, Totino's, and stuff
Let
like
me
that.
see those pizza rolls.
Let me see those pizza rolls. So, I also love the draft. But I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, I've come around on
doesn't
that
mean
as well.
anything. Yeah.
That's something that's evolved in my life. Because it is just all speculation and stuff. And I think that's what used to be exciting about it to me.
Yeah.
Was just like the possibilities and like, yeah, who am I going to put in my mock draft and stuff like that.
But you have
now
real things going on in your life
I have
now.
more things going on. I don't have time is basically it. I
Yeah.
can't follow college football. So
No.
then I don't really know who any of the prospects are unless they played in the Big Ten.
Right.
Or play for a
I'm
national
not even
powerhouse.
there anymore.
Yeah.
Same thing with college basketball. I used to be able to fill out brackets with some intelligence. And
I didn't even fill out a bracket this year.
I filled one out. I took last place in our buddies league, a Stodiacs league. I think I took literally last place. I was just randomly picking. I was randomly picking teams, like you hear people joke about, and I would always roll my eyes and be like, "Okay, come on, you know something. You can pick a direction." I knew nothing.
Wow.
I don't know. It's a shame. Like it feels to me like it's kind of this threshold into adulthood that I've crossed, where I like don't know anything about sports anymore. That was my childhood's choice.
Yeah.
Was sports.
I've thought about that more recently because I have been watching a lot of Bucks basketball and Brewers baseball, more than I've probably maybe ever have in my life.
Interesting.
And so I've gone from really worrying about the league overall, like I would watch a lot of ESPN, see all of the stuff that was happening, but not really watch every game of a team that I liked. So now I'm at the point where I think it's just comforting to watch like Bucks Brewers when they're on, and they're good. That helps, obviously.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I've watched. I always watch the Brewers. I never really watched a lot of the Bucks, and did kind of last year and this year, and it's a lot of fun. But for the most part, I have followed the Bucks for a long time.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
You
honestly,
just said you've never watched them very much.
No, I didn't watch them regularly. Is what I meant. I followed them. I followed the team, but I mean, I wouldn't be like, oh, the Bucks are on. I'm going to sit down and watch them.
Yeah.
The Brewers actually kind of always did, though. But anyway, Wisconsin sports great. The other thing that's faded away from my life, video games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love video games, and I think I tell myself I still do, but it's one of these things now where I'll sit down to play a game, and it's like a half an hour, and I'm like, I don't want to play this anymore.
Huh.
Because video games are kind of just designed for you to complete challenges and pass a task, and then that gives you gratification.
It's like work.
So as a kid, that's great because you're like, I beat the level, I collected the coin, I beat the boss, whatever. Past this level, I'm on to this next level. And you feel something about like you're growing and you're learning and you're becoming a different person. And it just doesn't do it for me really as much as a boss or as a boss. Because I was going to say because it feels like it's my boss telling me that I have these tasks to complete.
Gotcha.
And
you still play some video games though, correct?
I do, but mostly for narrative reasons. So I really like playing a game that will affect me narratively. God of War was a recent one that did it. Red Dead Redemption 2, another blockbuster that I thoroughly enjoyed because then I have like an emotional response to the character. But games like also games that like it's like multiplayer games where you just you go in, you start the match, everybody kills each other, and you start it again. Whatever the fuck Fortnite is at this point in these days, I have no attraction, and I used to have that. So like, what am I anymore? What's my identity? If I'm not watching sports and I'm not playing video games, what are the things that I like?
You're doing plenty of stuff, Joe.
I know, and but I think like in my head,
who you want to be? Is that what you're grappling with?
Maybe, or even just that I am who I am now. I'm the guy who's doing this podcast and working where I am, and we're doing all these things together. And I like to go out to eat, and I have all the stuff that I like now. I still in my head though think I am video game sports guy. I think I'm not anymore. I think it's kind of just dawning on me right now.
What difference does that make, though?
I don't know. I don't know who I am. I don't know how to project myself according to the brand that I've crafted carefully.
That's
for 29 years.
It doesn't have to be the one brand, man.
I don't play video games at all.
Multi-dimensional
Nick Patry filled with nuance, Mr. Nuance.
I'm not filled with nuance. I'm a very simple man. I don't play video games at all.
What's your brand these days?
My brand.
Spike Stillwater guy?
Yeah, not getting gassy so I can look cut at the beach. No, I don't really have a brand. Yeah, you finished yours. Was it going down well, or is that what got you spouting off all this existential stuff?
No, I got nervous about the existential stuff. So when I get nervous, I drink what's in front of me. If it's water, if it's Spike Stillwater.
Fair.
So I was just drinking it. It still tastes bad.
Yeah.
So keep going.
Pure still tastes bad. I try not to think about that more. I try to do just whatever, feels fulfilling.
I guess I don't think about it either.
Okay.
That's a good point.
That's good.
I'm not like consciously putting effort into it, but
I think the late 20s is a tough time in your life, is what I've said to myself to comfort myself.
Really?
That it just feels like there's no right answer to anything, and it's all sort of experimentation, or we're like halfway between kind of adolescence and actual
Yeah,
adulthood.
we've crossed to the precipice of adulthood, and we're not really sure where to walk. It's a big, wide expanse.
Not sure where to piss.
Yeah, it's a big, wide toilet over there, and you don't know which direction to piss. I agree. We've climbed this because you really are kind of climbing this ladder as an adolescent. You're supposed to go to school. It's all kind of determined, and then you get to this plateau, and you're an adult, and you look around, and you have no idea what to do. And we're all kind of wandering near the edge still. And I'm not going to jump, but I am looking around, having no idea what direction to head.
Now.
Yeah.
I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm
Hold me now. We've discussed this before. What does it mean that he's 6 feet from the edge?
Oh yeah, have we ever talked about that in the
'cause
podcast?
I don't
'Cause
think
it's
so.
a reasonable discussion.
He's 6 feet from the edge, and
Yeah.
he's thinking. Hold on, let me look up the lyrics. You have some
Yeah,
conjecture.
it's, hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down.
Right.
So he's
So he 6 feet from the edge. Is he in the grave, looking up to the plane of the earth, 6 feet down
No.
there, and thinking to himself, "Hey, I'm not so far down," or
I don't
is
think
he
that's
6 feet from the bottom of the? He's looking into the grave. He's 6 feet from the edge being the bottom.
right.
Thinking
That's where it
that's not
falls
so far
apart, I
down.
think.
Or is he 6 feet from the edge of where the casket goes? In which case, he can't possibly see that
Right,
far down
unless he's
unless
very
he's
tall.
very tall. It's confusing.
I think it mixes up the edge with, yes, the bottom of the grave. But I think what it's implying is thinking about suicide or like, accepting the end of your life.
Interesting.
And so you're like, it seems like this big barrier, the edge, but when I see it, it doesn't seem that
Doesn't
far
seem
away
that
from
bad,
what
so I should kill my. I'm thinking about killing myself.
Yeah, I think that's what
Wow.
they're saying.
So let me give you some of the lyrics here. Please come now. I think I'm falling. I'm holding on to all I think is safe. It seems I found the road to nowhere, and I'm trying to escape. I yelled back when I heard thunder, but I'm down to one last breath. And with it, let me say, hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. So he's asking somebody to come to his side, hold on to him,
Yeah.
because he might kill himself. Man, it's not that bad. That's pretty good. Besides
I don't
the
think
thunder,
it's, yeah, I
the
don't think
thunder
it's
piece didn't
bad.
make
I
a
was
lot of
trying to
sense.
parse that out, what that could mean. Thought I heard thunder? Is that what he said?
Yeah, so he says, it seems I found the road to nowhere, and I'm trying to escape. I yelled back when I heard thunder,
Yelled back when
but
I
I'm
heard
down
thunder.
to one last breath. It just feels like he needed to write a line between I'm trying to escape and I'm down to one last breath.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
So he wrote a gibberish line.
Maybe. Or he felt like he was reaching out for help, and all he heard back was like nothing, basically, like thunder, like noise, but nothing helpful.
Interesting. So then it carries on. It says, I'm looking down now that it's over, reflecting on all of my mistakes. I thought I found the road to somewhere in his grace. I cried out, heaven save me, but I'm down to one last breath. And with it, let me say. And he goes into it again. And the last one is, sad eyes follow me, but I still believe there's something left for me. So please come stay with me, because I still believe there's something left for you and me, for you and me, for you and me. So I
so
think
then
he
it's
doesn't
love.
kill himself, yeah.
Right, but love will save you from
And
suicide.
I think his grace is
Self-love.
what saved him. Okay, thank you for tuning in to Creedcast.
Song Exploder.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to this beer and wrap this thing up. There's no beer advocate score, which doesn't play well into our assertion that this should be on this podcast, but it has a 2.38 out of 5 on Untapped, and that's from 1,400 ratings, actually.
Wow.
So not
bad.
very good. Yeah,
Pretty bad. Okay.
They don't do a adjective on here, but yeah, it's not good. We've settled on that as well.
Both of our take is
they've
that
got
it's
some decent
bad.
copy, which I don't think we read that on the show. I'll do
Oh, yeah,
that
read
quick.
the copy.
So it says, why is Pura Still non-carbonated? Pura Still is the first spiked water that doesn't need bubbles to keep things interesting. Made with a splash of coconut water powder and a hint of fruit flavor. Refreshing? Totally. Still? Absolutely. Flat? Not a chance. That's
love
pretty
that.
good copy, but that just confirms for me that this is all a marketing ploy, and
is.
that's all this thing is.
It's marketing driven. They created the product after they came up with the marketing. The
You're
copy.
going to see this, at beaches of Cancun or some shit, and you have to drink it because that's all there is.
Yes.
And it's the trend.
Totally. And there'll be a big giant like blow up bottle where they're passing out free Pura Stills.
Yep.
And the engineers, meanwhile, in the lab are standing there and they're fucking. They light up another cigarette. And they go, "What did they ask us to do?" They had to come up with this, whatever concoction. It's like, look, is this going to do it? Is it 90 calories? Yeah. Okay, fine. And that's why they've filled, half filled and fully filled these bottles the way they have. It's not good.
In theory, it's not good. So they put it to 11.2 ounces instead of 12, probably so they could get to that 90 calorie thing because their scientists were like, that's as low as we can go on the
we
calories.
Can't do it anymore.
And then they're like, well, we can't put 91 calories.
The laws of physics, though.
All right, should we rank it?
Yeah, let's rank it. So I'm purely in Russian radioactive territory.
Oh, yeah.
So let's do our bottom. Well, let's read all of Russian radioactive. So starting at 77, we have Sierra Vesa, Palisades Pineapple, Not Your Father's Mountain Ale, O'Doul's, Smirnoff Ice, Bud Light Chelada, and Sparks. I know exactly where I'm putting it. Do you want me to say, or you want to take a stab?
You can say.
Smirnoff Ice is better than this.
Yes.
But Bud Light Chelada, I mean, it made my skin crawl. This didn't make my skin crawl.
Right.
So I have this at 82 between Smirnoff Ice and Bud Light Chelada.
I'm fine with that. I didn't mind Chelada as much, but I agree that it's sort of more of an offensive flavor. Like, you could drink this, and it's not like
if
gonna
someone
kill you.
If an Instagram model was chairing a festival and I wandered into it while I was in Cancun, and some festival person in a big blue
And
shirt,
Joey's always in Cancun,
Right.
folks.
And a festival person in a blue shirt gave me a Pura Still, I would drink one. If they gave me a Bud Light Chelada, I wouldn't. I'd turn it down. I would
Yes.
say no.
Yes.
So I would drink it if it were free, I guess.
I think that's fair. 82.
All right. Well, should we wrap this thing up? I don't know how
Let's
the
wrap
NFL
it up.
draft is. Oh, hold on.
Mommy.
Sorry.
They're up to
I
the
got the
5th
music
pick
too
now.
loud.
Packers have the 12th pick.
The Packers have the 12th pick, you said?
So I'm gonna record the NFL draft. We're gonna watch it next week while we record, and then
Okay.
maybe on that show we can talk about who the Packers take.
I think that's a good idea. I also think that I'm looking down now that it's over. I'm reflecting on all of our mistakes drinking this Pura Still. I thought we found the road to somewhere, which was an interesting new malt beverage, but somewhere in his grace, I cried out, "Heaven save me from ever drinking a fucking Pura Still ever again." I fucked up the music again.
The Cold Cans podcast is recorded in the Overcast room at Cloud Studios in Seattle, Washington. Visit cloudstudiosseattle.com